Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to the VUS Learning English podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with me today. This podcast is a safe place. It is a warm and friendly place for you to learn English. We go slowly here. We want you to feel calm and happy as you learn. Today, we have a very special topic. It is a very important topic for many English learners. Maybe it is an important topic for you too. We are going to talk about a big mistake. It is a mistake that many learners make. Almost everyone makes this mistake, but it is okay. It is not your fault. Today, we will learn about this mistake, and we will learn how to fix it. I will give you a simple plan. A plan to help you speak English with more confidence. A plan to help you feel good about your speaking. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me today. I know your time is important, and I am so grateful you are here. Before we start, I want to ask you something. Where are you listening from today? Are you in the United States? Are you in Japan? Are you in South Korea? Or somewhere else? I love to imagine all of my friends listening from all around the world. It makes me so happy. If you enjoy our time together today, please think about following or subscribing to our podcast. It helps our small podcast grow. It helps us reach more English learners just like you. Your support means so much to us. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. So, let's talk about learning English. You are working hard. I know you are. Maybe you watch English television shows. You watch for 1 hour, maybe 2 hours every day. Maybe you listen to English podcasts. You listen when you're in the car. You listen when you are cooking dinner. You listen when you're cleaning your home. This feels good, right? It feels productive. It feels like you are doing a good job. You are surrounding yourself with English. You feel like you are putting English into your brain just by listening. But I want to ask you a question. What if this thing you do, what if watching and listening is the thing that is stopping you? What if it is holding you back? What if it is stopping you from speaking with real confidence? Does this sound like you? Let's see. Do you ever feel like you understand English very well? You can watch a difficult movie, and you understand the story. You understand what is happening. You listen to a podcast, and you understand the jokes. You laugh at the right time. You feel like you are part of the conversation. You feel very good. You feel smart. You feel like your English is getting better and better. But then, it is your turn to speak. Someone asks you a question, and you need to answer in English. And what happens? Your mind feels empty. It just goes blank. All the English words you know, they are gone. You know the words are in your head somewhere. You just cannot find them. Maybe you make a perfect sentence in your head. It sounds so good. It sounds so smart. You think, okay, I will say this. But then you open your mouth and the sentence disappears. It just vanishes. The words do not come out. Or maybe only 1 or 2 words come out. They are slow. They are not the words you wanted. If this is you, please know you are not alone. You are not the only one. Millions and millions of people feel this way. So many English learners feel this exact same feeling. They can read English emails for work. No problem. They can watch English videos on the internet. Easy. But when it is time to talk, there is only silence. This is not your fault. I want you to hear me say this. This is not a personal failure. You are not failing. There is a problem with the way we are told to learn. There is a flaw in the method. You are not bad at languages. Please believe me. The problem is not how smart you are. The problem is not how much you want to learn. The problem is the method you are using. It is like a trap. A trap is a problem that is hard to escape. And almost every English learner falls into this trap. It has a name. It is called the passive learning trap. Passive learning. It sounds a little complicated, but it is very simple. Today, we are going to talk all about this trap. We are going to shine a bright light on it. And more importantly, I am going to give you the exact plan to get out of it. A simple plan to climb out of this trap. This plan will help you change. It will help you go from a learner who only takes in English to a speaker who can create English, who can produce English. And finally, you can close that sad gap, the gap between understanding and speaking. Are you ready to learn how? Let's continue. Part 1, the sad feeling. Let's be honest about this feeling. Let's talk about how it really feels in your heart. It is a special kind of sad and angry feeling. It is very frustrating. You put in the time. You put in the hours. You have English on all the time. English music plays in your car. An English podcast plays while you cook your food. An English television show is on while you clean your house. You feel so immersed. That means you feel like you are completely inside the English language. You have a perfect list of YouTubers you watch. You have your favorite English podcasts. You are subscribed to everything. If someone looked at you, they would think you are doing everything right. It looks like you are the perfect student. But then the real world happens. Imagine this. You are at work. You are in a meeting. Your coworker turns to you. She asks for your opinion on a project. She says, "What do you think?" This is the moment. This is the time to shine. This is what all those hours of listening were for. This is your chance. And nothing. Silence. Your heart starts to beat fast. Your face feels hot. Or maybe you say a few words, a few broken words, a few hesitant words. Hesitant means you're not sure. The words sound small. They do not sound like you. They do not sound like the confident, smart person you are in your own language. What is happening in your brain at that moment? Your brain is going crazy. It is working so hard. It is trying to do too many things at one time. First, it is trying to translate. It is thinking of the words in your native language. Then it is trying to find the English words. Second, it is searching for grammar rules. Should I use the past tense? Should I use the present tense? Is this the right preposition? Third, you are worrying. You're worrying about your pronunciation. You're worrying about your accent. You think, do I sound strange? Are they laughing at me? All of this happens at the same time, in just 1 second. It is too much work for your brain. Your brain has too much to do. It is called cognitive load, but we can just call it brain overload. And when your brain has an overload, it just stops. It short circuits. It freezes, like a computer that has too many programs open. And how does that feel? It feels very, very bad. It can make you feel shy. It can make you feel small. It feels humiliating. It makes you feel like you are not real. It makes you feel like a fraud. Think about it. You can understand a very smart person on a podcast. They are talking about science or history. and you understand them, but you cannot confidently order a cup of coffee. You cannot say, "Hello, can I please have a large coffee with milk?" This gap, the big space between what you can understand and what you can say, this gap becomes a big source of worry. It creates anxiety. Anxiety is that feeling of being scared and worried all the time. So what do? You start to avoid speaking. You try not to speak English. In the next meeting, when someone asks a question, you look down. You pretend you are busy. You hope they do not ask you. You go to a restaurant with your friend. You let your friend order the food for you. It feels easier. It feels safer. But every time you do this, every time you avoid a conversation, the fear gets bigger. The fear grows stronger. Your brain is trying to help you. It is trying to protect you from that bad feeling, the feeling of being judged. So your brain gets better and better at avoiding English. It does not get better at speaking English. This is what we call a plateau. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. You go up and up and up, but then you get to a flat part. You walk and walk, but you are not going up anymore. You are stuck. This is the feeling. You feel stuck. You know thousands of English words in your head, but you only use the same 50 words every day. Good, bad, hello, thank you. You understand very complex grammar when you read it. You see it in a book and you think, I know this. But when you speak, you are stuck. You only use simple sentences. I'm fine. The weather's nice. It is like being a food expert, a world-class food critic. You have watched every cooking show in the world. You can describe a fancy meal from a famous restaurant. You can use beautiful words to talk about the food. But you cannot cook. You cannot even fry an egg. You have never tried. You have all the knowledge about English. You know the rules. You know the words. But you have zero practical skill in English. Practical skill means the skill of doing. And here's the worst part. The saddest part of this whole circle. You blame yourself. You think it is your fault. You say to yourself, maybe I am just not a language person. Maybe my brain is not good for languages. Or you think, I have been studying for 5 years or 10 years, and I'm still not good at speaking. I must be a failure. This thinking is very bad for you. This self-doubt is toxic. Toxic means it is like a poison for your mind. It kills your motivation. Motivation is the energy and desire to do something. It makes learning feel like a chore. A chore is something boring you have to do, like washing dishes. It should feel like an adventure, a fun and exciting journey. You feel like you are on a treadmill. A treadmill is a machine you run on at the gym. You run and run and run. You get very tired, but you do not go anywhere. You stay in the same place. That is the feeling. I am here today to tell you the truth. Your effort is not the problem. You are working hard. The problem is where your effort is going. All your hard work is going into the wrong thing. You have become a professional watcher of the English language, a spectator. But what you need to be is a player on the field, someone who is in the game. The very things you think are helping you, the television shows, the podcasts, they are actually a comfortable prison, a beautiful, cozy prison, and they are keeping your speaking skills locked away. But don't worry, I have the key, and I am going to share it with you. Let's talk about this trap a little more. Part 2. The passive learning trap. Here is the truth. It might be a little hard to hear, but it is important. All that watching you do and all that listening you do, that is the trap. That is the problem. It is the single biggest mistake. The number one mistake that keeps wonderful, dedicated learners like you feeling stuck. It is the passive learning trap. And it is very sneaky. It is sneaky because it feels so good. It feels so productive. It feels like you are learning so much. So what am I talking about? What is passive learning? Passive learning is when you take in information, but you do not actively do anything with it. You are not using the information. It is listening to a podcast while you are driving your car. Your mind is on the road. And the podcast is just in the background. It is watching a video while you eat your lunch. Your mind is on your food, and the video is just noise. It is having an English show on the television in the background. You are not really watching it. In these moments, you are a receiver. Information is coming to you. Your brain hears the words, it recognizes the words, it follows the story a little bit. And every time you understand a word or a sentence, your brain gets a little prize. It gets a little hit of a happy chemical called dopamine. This little prize says, hey, you did it. You understood that. You are learning. This feeling is an illusion. An illusion is something that is not real. It feels real, but it is not. It is the illusion of competence. Competence means being good at something. So you feel like you are getting good at English, but it is just a feeling. It is not the truth. Let's use an example to make this clear. Think about this. Imagine you want to become a great cook, a great chef. So you decide to watch every cooking show on television. You watch Gordon Ramsay. You watch Jamie Oliver. You watch all the famous chefs. You watch for thousands of hours. You learn so much about cooking. You learn the difference between sauté and sear. You can explain what the Maillard reaction is. You know the 5 mother sauces of French cooking. You have consumed so much cooking content. My question for you is this. Do you know a lot about cooking? Yes, absolutely. You are an expert. But are you a chef? No, not even a little bit. Why? Because you have not chopped a single onion. You have not cut one carrot. You have not burned one piece of toast. You have not felt the heat of the stove on your face. You have not made a single mistake in the kitchen. This is exactly what is happening with your English. Exactly. You have become a language connoisseur. A connoisseur is an expert who can appreciate something beautiful. You can appreciate the beauty of English. You can understand its patterns and its music. But you have not cooked with it. You have not used it. Speaking is not just knowledge. It is not just knowing words and grammar rules. Speaking is a performance skill, like acting or singing or playing a sport. And it is also physical. It needs muscle memory. Your mouth, your tongue, and your jaw need to learn how to make the English sounds. These are muscles. They need practice. Speaking also needs your brain to do something amazing. It needs your brain to find words and build sentences in real time. Very, very fast. Listening trains your brain for one job, recognition. That means seeing or hearing something and knowing what it is. Oh, I know that word. Speaking trains your brain for a totally different job, production. That means creating something new. Making a sentence that was not there before. Recognition and production. They are two completely different skills, completely different. You cannot just train one skill, like listening, and hope the other skill, speaking, gets better. It does not work that way. It is impossible. Let's use another example, another analogy. Let's think about swimming. Imagine you want to learn to swim. So you go to the library. You read every book about swimming. You learn about the different strokes: freestyle breaststroke, backstroke. Then you go home and watch videos of Olympic swimmers. You watch Michael Phelps. You analyze his movements frame by frame. You study how his hand enters the water. You learn the physics of swimming. You understand how the water holds your body up. You could give a lecture about the theory of swimming. You can sit by the side of a swimming pool for years, and you can become the world's #1 expert on the idea of swimming. But what happens? The second you jump into the deep end of the pool, you will sink. You will go straight to the bottom. Why? It is obvious, right? You have not trained your body to do the work. You have not practiced moving your arms and legs. You have not felt the cold water on your skin. You have not learned how to breathe. You have not swallowed a little bit of water by mistake. Passive learning is like sitting by the side of the pool. It keeps you safe. It keeps you dry. It is comfortable. And it fools you. It tricks you into thinking that because you are near the water, you are learning to swim. But real fluency, real speaking skill, it only happens when you get in the water. It only happens when you are willing to struggle a little, when you are willing to flail your arms, and yes, when you are willing to swallow a little bit of water. This trap, the passive learning trap, is so powerful. Why? Because passive learning is easy. It is relaxing. You can do it when you are tired. Active practice, which we will talk about next. Active practice is hard. It feels like work. It takes 100% of your attention. It feels like a workout for your brain. So, when you have a choice, the choice between the hard work of active practice and the easy comfort of watching another television show, your brain will almost always choose the easy path. Your brain wants to save energy. This is not a character flaw. It does not mean you are lazy. It is just brain science. It is how all human brains work. But knowing this is the first step. Recognizing this trap is the first step to escaping it. It is the first step to freedom. You have to look at the thousands of hours you spent, the hours of passively listening, and you have to say to yourself, okay, that was good for my listening skills. My listening is much better now. That is great. But it is not making me a speaker. That part of my training is over now. It is time to do the real work. The idea that you can listen your way to speaking fluently is a myth. It is the biggest myth in language learning. It is not true. There are no shortcuts. There are no magic pills. You cannot absorb your way to fluency. You have to build it. You have to build your speaking skill word by word, sentence by sentence. And you build it through focused practice. And yes, sometimes this practice is a little uncomfortable, but that is how you know it is working. You have to stop being a watcher. You have to stop being a spectator. And you have to start being a participant. You have to start being a player in the game of English. Part 3. The solution. The new way. So, if passive learning is the trap, what is the key? What is the key that opens the cage and sets your speaking skills free? It is an idea, a very powerful idea. It is what separates the very best people in any field from everybody else. It separates the best athletes, the best musicians, the best artists from all the others. The name of this idea is deliberate practice. Deliberate practice. Let's break that down. Deliberate means you do it on purpose. It is intentional. You have a plan. And practice means you do it again and again. This is not about just practicing more. It is not about just doing more of the same thing. It is about practicing differently. Deliberate practice is the cure for the passive trap. It is the antidote. It is focused. It is intentional. And it is designed to push you. It pushes you just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is what feels easy and safe. But real growth, real learning, it happens just outside that zone, in a place that feels a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging. Let's go back to our swimming example. Deliberate practice is not just jumping in the pool and splashing around. That is fun, but it is not deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is getting a coach, and the coach watches you swim. The coach says, okay, your hand entry is wrong. Your hand is hitting this water flat. I want you to swim 50 laps. And on every single stroke, I want you to focus on only one thing. Focus on entering the water with your fingertips first, at a 45-degree angle. This is hard work. It is not as fun as just playing in the water. It is mentally draining. That means it makes your brain very tired. But it is how you get better. It is how you become a great swimmer. In language learning, the difference is just as clear. It is very easy to see. Passive learning is listening to a podcast while you make dinner. Your attention is 50% on the podcast and 50% on the carrots you are chopping. Deliberate practice is listening to one 30-second part of that podcast, just one small clip, and you listen to it 5 times. You are trying to understand one difficult phrase, one thing you did not understand the first time. Then you record yourself with your phone. You record yourself saying that same phrase. Then you listen to the original, and you listen to your recording. You compare them. Do you see the difference? It is a huge difference. One is entertainment. It is for fun. The other is training. It is for improvement. One is consumption. You are just taking information in. The other is creation. You are making something new with the language. The main idea here is a big change in how you think. A big mindset shift. You have to learn to embrace difficulty. Embrace means to welcome something with open arms. We are usually taught the opposite. We are taught that if something is hard, it means we are bad at it. We think if we are struggling, we are failing. But in deliberate practice, this is not true. Difficulty is a signal. It is a sign that you are learning. Difficulty is the signal of growth. That feeling of frustration, that feeling of, ugh, this is so hard, that is not a sign to stop. It is the feeling of your brain building new connections. It is the feeling of your language muscles getting stronger. It is the sound of progress. You have to learn to get excited when you find something hard. Yes, excited. When you are speaking and you cannot find the right word, do not feel sad. Do not feel stupid. Get excited. Why? Because that is a word you are about to learn deeply. That is a word you are about to own forever. When you try to make an English sound and it comes out wrong, get excited. Why? Because that is a new sound your mouth is learning to make. You are teaching your muscles something new. When you struggle to make a sentence and the grammar feels all wrong, get excited. Why? Because that is a grammar structure you are about to conquer. You are about to master it. A friend of mine, his name is Jack. When he was young, he was a good soccer player. He was very good with his right foot. He could kick the ball hard and accurately with his right foot. But his left foot was terrible. His weak foot. He could have just kept playing games with his friends. He could have kept using his strong right foot, and he would have fun, and he would look good. But he wanted to be a great player, not just a good player, so he started to do special practice. Drills. He started doing drills only with his weak left foot for hours and hours. At first, it was very clumsy. It was embarrassing. He looked like a beginner. He looked like he had never played soccer before. He felt frustrated. But he changed his mindset. He changed his way of thinking. He told himself, "This feeling of frustration is not failure. This is the feeling of my left foot getting stronger. This is the feeling of me getting better." After many weeks of this focused, deliberate practice, his weak left foot became a weapon. It became strong and accurate. He became a much, much better player. That is the exact change you need to make, the exact shift in your mind. The things in English that you avoid, the things that feel scary or difficult, the tricky pronunciation sounds, the complex grammar rules, the simple act of opening your mouth to speak, that is your weak foot. Avoiding it keeps you stuck on that plateau. It keeps you in the same place forever. Intentionally, deliberately practicing it is your only way forward. It is your only path to improvement. Now, does this mean you have to stop watching English TV shows? Does it mean you have to quit listening to your favorite podcasts? No, of course not. Passive listening still has a place. It is good. It is great for helping you get the rhythm of the language, the music of English. And it is great for enjoyment, for relaxing. Learning should also be fun. But you need to see it for what it is. It is a supplement, like a vitamin. It helps, but it is not the main food. It is not the main workout. Think about the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Maybe you have heard of it. It says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. Let's apply this to English. At least 20% of your learning time should be this hardcore, focused, deliberate practice. And that small 20%. That little bit of hard work will be responsible for 80% of your progress in speaking. It has a huge impact. So let's make a decision together right now. Let's stop just studying English. From now on, you are going to train in English. You are an athlete, and speaking English fluently is your sport. And now I am going to be your coach. I am going to give you your training plan, a simple plan with clear steps. Are you ready to see it? Part 4, your training plan. All right, it is time to get in the water. It is time to start cooking. It is time to start training. Remember our new mindset. The goal here is not comfort. The goal is growth. These techniques I will show you, they are supposed to be a little challenging. They are designed to be difficult because that is where the learning happens. They need your full focus, your 100% attention. You cannot do them while you are doing something else. But here's my promise to you. If you do just one of these techniques for 15 or 20 minutes a day, just a small amount of time, you will see more improvement in your speaking than you have seen in years of passive listening. I promise. Let's begin with technique number 1. Technique number 1, the pronunciation gym. This technique is for training your mouth. Speaking is physical. I said this before, and it is so important. It involves muscles in your face, your tongue, and your jaw. You sometimes stumble over English words. The words feel difficult to say. Why? Because your mouth has not built the muscle memory for English sounds. Your mouth is used to making the sounds of your native language. This technique turns pronunciation practice into a workout at the gym. A gym for your mouth. Here's how you do it. It is a simple 5-step plan. Step 1. Isolate a problem sound. Isolate means to choose only one thing. Do not try to fix your whole accent at once. That is impossible. It is too much. Just pick one sound that you struggle with, that you find difficult. A classic example for many learners is the difference between two I sounds. The short E sound, like in the word sit, and the long E sound, like in the word seat. Sit, seat. They sound very similar. Or maybe for you, like in think or the. Many languages do not have this sound, so it is a good one to practice. Just choose one. For today, we will use sit and seat as our example. Step 2, learn the mechanics. Mechanics means how the machine works. In this case, the machine is your mouth. You need to learn how to make the sound with your mouth. Go on YouTube. Search for how to pronounce the short E sound in English, or how to pronounce the long E sound. You will find many wonderful videos from teachers. Watch a few of them. Pay very close attention to the diagrams of the mouth, the pictures that show the tongue and the lips. Where is the tongue? Is it high or low? Is it in the front or the back? How open is your jaw? Is your mouth open wide or just a little? Are your lips spread like a smile? Or are they rounded like you're going to whistle? For our example, the long E sound in seat. You will learn that your tongue is high in your mouth, and it is in the front, and your lips are spread wide like you are smiling. For the short E sound in sit, you will learn that your mouth is a little more relaxed. Your tongue is a little lower. Your jaw is not so tense. You need to understand this with your mind first. Step 3, drill it. Now it is time for the workout, the training. It is just like lifting a weight at the gym. Again and again. Sit in front of a mirror. A mirror is your best friend for pronunciation practice. And just make the sound. Over and over and over again. Watch your mouth in the mirror. Does it look like the mouth in the video? You might feel strange doing this, but it is so important. You are literally building new pathways in your brain. You are teaching your muscles a new movement. Step 4, use minimal pairs. Now, let's put the sound into real words. Minimal pairs are a fantastic tool. They are pairs of words that are exactly the same, except for one sound. The one sound you are practicing. For our example, the minimal pairs are words like sit, seat, ship, sheep, it, eat. Now, say these pairs out loud. Really focus on the difference. Exaggerate the movement of your mouth. Make it very, very obvious. Sit, seat. Ship, sheep. Now for the most important part of this step, record yourself on your phone. Just use the voice memo app. Record yourself saying the list of minimal pairs. Then play it back. Listen carefully. Can you hear the difference between your sit and your seat? Does your ship sound different from your sheep? Be brutally honest with yourself. Brutally honest means 100% honest, even if it is difficult. This is not about judging yourself. It is not about saying, "Oh, I am so bad." No, this is about collecting data, just information. Then adjust your mouth. Go back to the mirror, try to make the sound differently, and record it again, and again, and again. This is the work. This is the training. Step 5, move to sentences. Once you feel more confident with the single words, it is time to use them in full sentences. Make a silly sentence that uses both words. For example, the ship is carrying a lot of sheep. Or, please do not sit in my seat. Say the sentence very slowly at first. Focus on nailing the mouth position for your target words. Nailing it means doing it perfectly. Then try to say it a little faster and a little faster until it feels more natural. By treating pronunciation like a targeted workout, like going to the gym for a specific muscle, you stop worrying about having a bad accent. An accent is not a bad thing, and you start building clear, confident speech, one sound at a time. This is a powerful technique. It takes focus, but it works. Now let's talk about technique number 2. Technique number 2, the LRC method. This is one of my favorite techniques. It is for learning the natural sound and music of English, the flow of the language. It is called the LRC method. LRC. It stands for listen, repeat, compare. Listen, repeat, compare. It is simple but so powerful. It directly trains you to hear the small details in English speech, and then it trains you to make those sounds yourself. Here is how it works. 3 simple steps. Step 1, listen. First, you need to find a short audio clip. It must be from a native speaker. 1 sentence from a podcast is perfect. 1 line of dialogue from a movie is also great. It must be very short, 5 to 10 seconds maximum. 1 sentence is best. And you need a transcript. A transcript is the written text of the audio. Let's use an example phrase. The phrase is, "I'm going to want to go soon." Now, listen to a native speaker say this phrase. If you can, find it online and listen. "I'm going to want to go soon." Listen to it 3 or 4 times. Now, pay attention to the music of the sentence. A native speaker does not say, "I am going to want to go soon." It does not sound like that. It sounds very robotic. A native speaker says something that sounds more like, "I'm gonna wanna go soon." I'm gonna wanna go soon. The words all connect together. They flow into each other. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. This is called connected speech, and the LRC method is the key to mastering it, so you listen carefully first. Step 2, repeat and record. Now, it is your turn. Right after you listen to the original audio, your job is to repeat the phrase. Try to say it exactly as you heard it. Do not just say the words. This is very important. You must imitate the music, mimic the melody and the rhythm, copy the speed. Try to sound exactly like the native speaker, like you are an actor. And here's the most important part of this whole technique. You must record yourself. Use the voice memo app on your phone. It is easy. This is not optional. It is non-negotiable. You have to do it. Why? Because your memory lies to you, your brain cheats. You think you sound one way, but the recording is the objective truth. The recording does not lie. Step 3, compare. This is where the magic happens. This is where the learning happens. First, listen to the original audio again, the native speaker. Then, immediately, listen to your recording. Go back and forth 5 or 6 times. And be a detective. What is different? Listen for the small differences. Is your rhythm different? Is your speed too slow or too fast? Did you say going too clearly instead of gonna? Did you put the stress on the wrong word? Now your first feeling when you hear your own voice will probably be to cringe. You will think, oh no, I sound so bad. This is embarrassing. This feeling is normal. Everyone feels this way at first. You must resist that feeling. Do not listen to that negative voice in your head. That cringe, that bad feeling is not failure. It is learning. You just found a specific, clear, fixable gap. The gap between where you are and where you want to be. You should be grateful for that mistake. That mistake just gave you a map. It is showing you exactly what you need to work on. So, what do you do next? You go back to step 2. You try to fix that one thing you noticed. Maybe you noticed your rhythm was wrong. So you listen to the original again just for the rhythm. Then you re-record yourself trying to copy that rhythm. Then you compare again. Original, yours. Is it closer this time? Maybe a little bit. Repeat this cycle. Listen, record, compare. Listen, record, compare. Do it 5 or 10 times with the same sentence. Yes, it is a workout. Yes, it takes concentration. But after just 10 minutes of this, you will own that phrase. It will become part of your active English. Imagine you do this with one new phrase every day. Just one sentence. In 1 month, you will have 30 natural flowing English sentences. In 1 year, you will have 365 of them. This is how you build real spoken fluency. Okay, are you ready for the last technique? Technique number 3, active production. This last technique is all about making a new habit. The habit of producing English. Producing means creating, speaking, and writing. The goal is to make speaking and writing in English a normal daily activity. Something you just do, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. If you make it a normal, everyday thing, it stops being a scary, special event. The fear starts to go away. So I have a few mini challenges for you. These are very small things you can do every day. Pick one of them, just one, and try to do it every day for a week. Mini challenge. A, the 3-sentence summary. This one is very simple. After you watch a YouTube video in English, or after you listen to a podcast episode like this one, do not just click away and forget about it. Stop. Pause for 1 minute, just 60 seconds, and either say out loud or write down in a notebook a 3-sentence summary of what you just heard. For example, for this podcast, you could say, this podcast was about the passive learning trap. The main idea is that only listening does not help speaking skills. The solution is to do active practice, like the LRC method. That's it. Simple. But this simple action is very powerful. It forces your brain to do 2 things. First, it has to recall the information. It has to remember. Second, it has to reformulate the ideas. It has to put the ideas into your own words. This is active work. It is not passive. Mini challenge. B, the daily voice memo. This one is great for making speaking a low-pressure habit. No one has to hear this but you. At the end of your day, maybe before you go to sleep, take out your phone. Open the voice memo app and just talk for 1 minute. 60 seconds. What do you talk about? Anything? Talk about your day. Today I woke up at 7 o'clock. I was tired. I had coffee and toast for breakfast. I went to work by bus. Work was very busy today. I had a long meeting. After work, I came home and I cooked dinner. Now I am tired and I am making this recording. It does not have to be smart. It does not have to be perfect. The grammar can be wrong. The words can be simple. It does not matter. The only goal is to open your mouth and produce English words for 60 seconds. You are making speaking a habit. You are teaching your brain that speaking English is a normal thing to do. Mini challenge C. Describe your world. You can do this one anytime, anywhere. You do not even need your phone. As you are doing simple things during your day, narrate what you are doing. Narrate means you say what is happening, like a storyteller. You can say it out loud if you are alone, or you can just say it in your head if you are in public. For example, you are in your kitchen. You say, I am opening the refrigerator. I see some milk and some eggs. I think I will make an omelet for breakfast. I'm getting a pan from the cupboard now. The pan is black. I'm putting the pan on the stove. The power of this little game is amazing. It connects the English language directly to your real world, to your reality. You are not translating in your head from your native language. You are thinking directly in English. Pan. Stove. Eggs. You are connecting the word to the object, not to another word. This is a huge step towards thinking in English. These tiny habits, these 3 mini challenges, they might seem too small, they might seem too simple to work, but they are revolutionary. They will change your relationship with the English language. English stops being a subject that you study in a book, and it becomes a tool that you use in your daily life. With these small habits, you prove to your brain again and again that speaking English is a normal activity. It is a safe activity. It is not something to be afraid of. This is how you kill the fear. Slowly, day by day, 1 minute at a time. For a long time, maybe for years, you have been caught in the passive learning trap. You were thinking that if you just watched enough, if you just listened enough, speaking skill would magically appear one day. You have felt that deep, sad feeling. The frustration of understanding everything, but not being able to say what you want. And you have probably blamed yourself. You thought you were the problem. Today, that thinking ends right now. You now know the truth. You know that listening is not the same as speaking. They are different skills. And you know that the path forward. The way to get better is not about studying more hours. It is about training smarter. The solution is deliberate practice. The focused, intentional, challenging work that builds real physical skill. Just remember these simple ideas from our talk today. First, the number 1 mistake is only learning passively. It feels good, but it will not make you a confident speaker. Second, the solution is deliberate practice. You have to welcome the challenge. You have to step out of your comfort zone. That is where the growth happens. And third, you have a plan now. You have a training plan. You can start today. You can use the pronunciation gym. You can use the LRC method, or you can start an active production mini challenge. This is not a magic pill. It is not an instant fix. It is a workout plan for your English. It will be challenging sometimes. But unlike the endless treadmill of passive listening, this path actually leads somewhere. It leads to real, noticeable improvement. It leads to confidence. My final message for you today is this. You do not have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Please stop waiting to feel ready to speak. You will never feel 100% ready. Nobody does. Confidence does not come first. You do not wait for confidence and then act. It is the other way around. Confidence is the result of your actions. Confidence is the reward you get for doing the hard work. It is the prize you get for keeping the promises you make to yourself. So, make a small promise to yourself right now. Just 15 minutes a day. That is all I ask. Pick one technique from today, just one, and promise yourself you will try it tomorrow. Stop being only a student of English and start being a user of English. Stop studying and start training. If you are ready to accept this challenge, if you are ready to start doing the real work, I would love to hear from you. You can leave a comment or send a message. Write the words, "I accept the challenge." This is a promise to yourself, and telling someone else helps make it real. Let me know which technique you are going to try first. The pronunciation gym, the LRC method, or one of the active production challenges. I love reading your comments. And if this episode was helpful for you, please consider giving it a like or a 5-star rating. It is a small, free way to support our podcast, and it helps other learners find us. Thank you for that. Thank you for your time and your energy today. I am so proud of you for being here. Now, go get to work. You can do this. See you next time, my friend.